Looks like somebody's got a date with Deadites. You should look at the new NECA toys, the Evil Dead 40th Anniversary Ultimate Ash Williams. Five friends drive to a remote cabin in the woods for a fun getaway. While there, they find the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, an ancient tome whose text reawakens the dead when read aloud. After unintentionally releasing a flood of evil, the group must fight for their lives or become possessed. For those that say it's relaxing to read a book before bed, has never read the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Before we get a closer look, though, at the 40th Anniversary Ash Williams, let me first thank the folks over at NECA that did provide the sample that we can have a look at in this review. Ash is available right now in retail stores and online if you're looking to pick this one up for yourself. Following that, let's grab the ruler just to see how tall the figure stands. Ash from Evil Dead is 6 3/4 of an inch, or is just about 17.5 centimeters tall. What a difference a little bit of time makes. Why I say that is we are going to be looking at the 40th Anniversary Ash in this review, but for the purpose of comparison, I wanted to bring in the 30th Anniversary Ash. This was from the Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn set, the very same one that also came included with Ed Gedley, the only time we've ever gotten an Ed Gedley as a figure. And while, yeah, you could still stand in the new Ash with the other Evil Dead figures, you can definitely see that an improvement's been made not only on the head sculpt, but also the paint as well. For accessories, Ash does pretty good for himself. Granted, no, he doesn't come included with the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. I'm just going to bring in the one that came included with the 30th Anniversary Dead by Dawn set. Still holds up quite well to this day. This one actually did allow you to open up and you could see the inside to at least 2 of the pages. I'm probably going to just be displaying this, I think, with now this new Ash. Even though, yeah, he doesn't come included with the book, you can always use the one that came included with the 30th Anniversary if you were still lucky enough to have that set. One thing he does come included with, of the many accessories that we're about to look at, is a lantern. The painted dark gunmetal gray looks quite good on the lantern, and as you can hopefully see inside the slightly diluted translucent plastic is not only a sculpted but painted flame, so it looks like the lantern's been lit. I really like that little touch of detail. You can take the lantern as it is right now. You don't even have to change Ash's hands at all. Just take the lantern. You got to be careful, of course. The plastic is a little more of a thinner variety. Just get it around his hand, or at least around his thumb, and that's more than enough to give Ash a little bit of light. And while he's finding his way around the darkness, let's have a look at the other things. Figure also comes included with the audio reel tape recorder deck. While the top does spin, that's the full extent of actually what spinning it does. The whole rest of it actually is just the molded plastic. It likely was molded in black plastic and then decked out with some additional silver for the knobs and switches. The little red button there as well. Like the fact that they would have included this. And yeah, they don't have the book included, but at least they have all the other things that would be requirements, I feel, for Ash. Like, for example, his gun. Now, it's not the same gun, obviously. This is the one that came included with the Evil Dead 2. Not only is it sawed off, but it's also a double barrel. This seems to only be a single barrel variety, so it is a little bit different of a gun. It's been nicely painted in a dark, almost chestnut brown, with additional wood grain added to the handle and the undercarriage of the gun as well. The figure also comes included with an axe. Without looking at it, I think this is probably an axe that's been reused before, likely from Crystal Lake territory. You can see it's some nice additional wood grain that they've added to the handle. And again, a nice dark, dingy gunmetal gray for the top axe head. Ooh! I really should stop doing that. The figure also comes included with its chainsaw. No, not the same chainsaw that came included with the 30th release. In fact, actually, let's bring the figure in right now. This chainsaw, I'm just going to show you the difference between the two. It's definitely not, this one's a lot bigger, obviously, and a lot more bright red. This one a much darker, dingier burgundy that came onto the end, the forearm of the Evil Dead 2 Ash. Again, we're going to bring that figure back here in a second. Ash also comes included while he's still holding the lantern. A couple of swappable hands. This one is a trigger finger, perfect for the gun. And this also is a hand that's, actually, while looking at it, is really a good hand also for holding the book, the Necronomicon. Although you do really have to pry it quite a lot for him to actually hold the book. But it's a perfect hand, I find, for him holding the Necronomicon. That is providing, of course, you have the Necronomicon from that 30th anniversary release. Then the figure has a bunch of swappable head sculpts. We're just going to slide everything out of the way here. And actually, while we're at it, let's take the lantern out from his hand and put that also to the side. This is the stock head sculpt, first of all, provided, again, the camera's got, there we go. There we go. As I said, a little bit of time. That's all we need for NECA to improve their craft. Definitely getting a much better looking likeness to Bruce Campbell and Ash Williams from the film. I'm going to bring in, once again, there's the 30th anniversary Ash. Not faulting it at all, because some time has elapsed. But definitely when you're comparing the two, does this not bear a better resemblance to Bruce Campbell than what we got before with the 30th anniversary release? Other than, obviously, the hair not being something I could really reuse, because the hair would be more slicked back like this with this Ash. I think it's such a better head sculpt. And easily the best Bruce Campbell head sculpt that we've gotten. Now, there's a couple of different varieties. There's other options available. There's also this one here, where he's a little bit more concerned or slightly a little more ticked off. I would be ticked off too. I mean, the forest has killed your friends and all the deadites that reside in it. I'd be a little bit more ticked off too. There's this head sculpt, as you can see, hopefully see, there's a little bit more teeth showing in between his lips. He definitely has a more furrowed brow. If you did want to display the figure with that, you can easily just pop the figure off. One thing that did surprise me, though, while changing out the heads, is that they did use a ball joint instead of using that post. That little ball socket post, just more of a cylinder, I find would be so much easier than going the route of a ball joint. Again, just popping the new head in. These two, no, not that one. These two are my favorite of the three heads that we get with Ash. I'll tell you what my least favorite is this one right here. It's okay if you want the looking off to the side look, as he has certainly more of a surprised look on his face than anything else. I just don't think it's as good as the other two that we get with this figure release. Really, between the two, if I had the option, I certainly do have the option, displaying the three figures' heads so you can see the difference between the two. This one I think is my favorite, the one on the far end. If you want the more angrier looking Ash, that one certainly fits the bill. But yeah, I think of the three, I think the last one, this one right here, is not... I just feel it lacks a little bit something that the other two deliver a lot better. Going to put those to the side. As for the rest of the figures, well, his outfit certainly is starting things off. Now, his shirt is a little bright. I'll say that. It's gone the more pastel blue. I feel I would have probably toned that down just a little bit. And I don't really want to use this as the comparison to make, because he's covered in guts and all the other things that would have found their way onto the material. It's definitely a different color blue altogether. But I feel like the blue on his shirt is maybe a little tad too bright. I would have, like I said, just pulled that back just a little bit. This one also, of course, he still has both his hands. He hasn't started cutting things off yet. So again, he has the full long sleeve. There's no stainage. There's no blood. There's no guts. There's no nothing all over his body. It's almost as if he's just now arrived at the cabin. None of the bad stuff has taken place just yet. While he does have his shirt tucked in here, he does actually have torso articulation, which we'll talk more about in a second. Nicely sculpted and painted belt. And again, like no rips, no tears, no nothing. Even his loafers, Ash's loafers, are nice and clean and pristine. The figure does have peg holes on the undersides of his feet. Really, again, nice work done on NECA's part. If only, the one thing I would say is I feel like his shirt is a little too blue. Other than it just being a little bit lighter, they have nailed, first of all, the likeness of Bruce Campbell. I can't even think of another NECA figure that has given us a better resemblance of Bruce Campbell than the one we're getting here from the 40th anniversary. I hope, though, we are going to be getting a follow-up at some point, that we could get maybe a more modernized version of this one. While this one still does benefit from having the new articulation that was introduced for this figure, because the earlier Ashes before that were a little bit more limited in articulation, he definitely does need a revamping of head sculpt. If they could get something along this line and just, again, retool the new head sculpt or new tooling of hair, I think we really could get an ultimate-looking Evil Dead 2 Ash. Let's look at the articulation here on the figure. The head rotates, of course, all the way around. It's actually working off of a dumbbell ball joint. So basically what that is there's a ball joint here at the base of the neck. Yeah. And then there's actually a ball joint right here. I'm trying not to block it too much with my hands here. That really allows for the figure to have some decent actual hinging when it comes to his head. You can have it looking down, looking up, tilting it back and forth. Yeah, I'm surprised, Ash, too. I don't even know the stuff that's going down right now. Should have went elsewhere. And yeah, you can take the head and rotate it all the way around as well. As for the arms, the thing about the arms, though, is I've noticed, like, they don't fully fully give you 90 degrees. It's actually more closer to being, what is that, like 50 degrees, 50-degree angle. The arms, of course, rotate all the way around. There's a single hinge only on the elbow, but that at least gives the forearm mileage to be able to rotate, well, not all the way around, but at least you'd be able to rotate it back and forth this way. And of course, the hands also rotate all the way around. We've already looked and discussed the fact the figure does have an upper torso ball joint. Figure has a nice splits on his legs. There's the ball joints working behind the scenes. You take the legs, yes, you can bring them forward and back. There's a bend, single bend, only in the knee, that allows the lower leg to rotate similar to the forearm. And then when it comes to his feet, yeah, you can move him back and forth this way, and a very nice, generous ankle pivot this way as well. Let's get Ash and put him back on display here. And for just the sake of reminding everybody how far we've come and how much better NECA has gotten with these head sculpts, once again, your reminder, there's the 40th anniversary Ash, which was fine. It's still a great looking figure. But I hope now perfecting what they've done here with the Bruce Campbell head sculpt, and, you know, let's bring back Ed Gedley. Was the last time we actually brought back in Ed Gedley. Now we can, of course, have all the three figures, but seeing how good they've done with the new Ash from the 40th anniversary, I hope that some of that sculpting can carry over and we get ourselves a new chainsaw wielding. Well, it's still chainsaw wielding, but chainsaw wielding in the sense that he's got to hack off the hand and wear it as his sort of side appendage. But yeah, if they could do what they've done here so good and move that over and transition some of that over to a new release Ash, I think we could have ourselves quite a nice Evil Dead 2 Ash in our hopefully immediate future. While I am happy with all the attention Evil Dead 2 has gotten from NECA over the years, unfortunately one film that has been overlooked all this time is the original classic Evil Dead, that has a whole lot less humor to it than Evil Dead 2, and a whole lot more gore. If generally people skip over the original Evil Dead 1 and just simply watch Evil Dead 2 because it really rehashes the events of Evil Dead 1 short, condensed, and goes on its merry little way with the rest of Evil Dead 2. For those that haven't seen the original classic Evil Dead, check it out. It's a gore spectacle. And now finally we get ourselves Ash as he looks in the original Evil Dead film. Pretty clean looking clothes also, and he still has both his hands. He hasn't hacked off one of them yet. This figure comes with lots of accessories. Doesn't come with the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, no, but he does come with all the other things that one would expect an Ash from Evil Dead to come included with, like his gun, like his chainsaw, with not attaching to his arm. He comes with, of course, the audio deck tape recorder, comes with an axe, comes with all, like even the lantern is all nice little touches of detail that come included with this figure. And still though, as I mentioned in this review, how good this head sculpt has been improved upon, I'm still happy that I have the original 30th anniversary set, because first of all, at Gedley, that's the only time you can actually get that figure in that set, and probably one of the reasons why that set has skyrocketed in prices. I'm still happy to have that set, but I also feel now that we're getting the attention back to Evil Dead the way it should have been, I feel like maybe some of that could go back now to Evil Dead 2. Perfecting now the head sculpt that they have with Bruce Campbell here with this figure release, show a little bit of now love back to Evil Dead 2 and give us an ultimate Evil Dead 2 Ash. If it's any close to looking like what we get here with this version of the very first Evil Dead Ash, I think we could have ourselves quite the nice looking Evil Dead 2 Ultimate Ash. I don't know whether NECA's got that planned in the pipeline moving forward, but for how good they've actually handled Ash here in this figure release, I think it's prime time, overdue time, that we don't get a follow-up release. It doesn't have to necessarily come include with Ed Gedley, but give us at least a follow-up Evil Dead 2 Ash, perfecting all the head sculpt that you've done so well with this release here. What do you guys think of the Evil Dead single, first film, not Evil Dead 2. What do you guys think of Evil Dead's Ash here? The Ultimate Ash from NECA Toys. Pretty good looking figure, isn't it? Big thank you though to the folks over at NECA that did provide the sample of Ash that we could have a look at in this review. For your video question for today, it's a simple one. Do you prefer Evil Dead 1 or you prefer Evil Dead 2? I know most people kind of look to more the direction of Evil Dead 2. It's covering off all the territory anyways of the original film. Why do we have to watch the original film? It's like watching Silent Night, Deadly Night and then watching Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. It's doing, well, it was even worse, the culprit. It literally just replayed all the scenes from the original film. But what's your favorite Evil Dead film? Is it Evil Dead 1? Is it Evil Dead 2? And yeah, we'll throw that in there as well. Army of Darkness. Which is your favorite Evil Dead movie? Let me know down below in the comment section. And if you are, by the way, new to this channel, you're enjoying the content that you're seeing and you haven't already done so, there are some people that just maybe find this channel through reviews like this. If you are new here and you're enjoying the content that you've seen so far, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It helps me, it helps you, and helps also to let this channel grow. And as well, turn on the bell notification so you're going to get those reminders every single time a new NECA review has popped up. We've been doing a lot of NECA reviews as of late, with a lot more to follow. Make sure as well that, you're also checking out the playlist popping up at the very end of this video. It's going to cover off all the territory, Evil Dead and otherwise, of all the other NECA stuff that I've looked at over the years. There's quite a lot. More NECA reviews are coming your way. So as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.